Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm TKA Brew. Our next brawler guide is up, and it is Jessie, so stay tuned. Jessie is a turret-loving, energy-blasting genius who you will unlock at 500 trophies on Trophy Road. Jessie is the first turret brawler you will receive in the game. Turret placement is very key to winning games and controlling the map. But before we get into gameplay, let's talk about her stats. Jessie's main attack is an energy ball that can bounce and hit up to 3 brawlers. Jessie's main attack after bouncing goes to the next closest person, even if they're hiding in the bushes, so it's very good at spotting people with the bounces. With Jessie's 9 range on her shot, she's a very good mid-range brawler who theoretically could have the longest shot in the game if she chains her bounces properly. Jessie does have a bit of a longer reload time at 1.8 seconds, but her bounce shots do compensate for it. She does 820 damage at level 1 and 1140 at level 10. She does have a low single rate hit of damage, but like I said, if you can bounce up to 3, she does do a max damage of 3,444, but this doesn't happen too often. Jessie's health is a middle to lower end of the health spectrum, starting out at 3,200 at level 1 and going up to 4,480 at level 10, and Jessie moves at an average speed of 720. Jessie's super is one of the funnest to play in the game. She can throw her turret up to 4.67 tiles and even over walls. Her turret shoots out single shots with bullets that do 240 damage at level 1 and 336 damage at level 10. Her bullets do shoot out fairly fast and have about the same range as she does. Her turret's health is actually fairly low, about as low as a normal brawler, starting at 2,800 at level 1 and going up to 3,920 at level 10, making it like having an extra brawler on the field. It is easy to dodge her bullets, so make sure you're placing them behind walls, not in straight lines of sight, and at choke points so people have to engage the turret. Jessie's star power is what makes her very, very strong. When she attacks her own turret, she heals it for 800 damage, and her shot still bounces off of it, meaning she could stand far away around a corner, shoot the turret, and then bounce off and hit someone else. So her star power makes her turret very strong because you can heal it, and it allows her to basically get an extra little bit of range on her shot. It's guaranteed. So make sure you get her star power as quick as possible. Jessie is one incredible brawler. With her turret and her bounce shot makes her one of, if not the best grade of defensive and controlling brawlers in the game. Her damage may be low and her health middle of the road, but this shouldn't stop you from taking her into a wide variety of game modes. Up first is Gem Grab. This is Jessie's best game mode. With her ability to hold down the mine is second to none. She does need to make sure she doesn't drop her turret in the straight line of sight, but puts them behind walls on choke points when other brawlers are going to be running into it. Once she has the center locked down, she can start collecting the gems. She doesn't have a lot of health, so you need to make sure that she's falling back, retreating, and using her turret as a shield if need be, but as a way to stop other brawlers from chasing her down. Heist is another game mode that Jessie does okay in. Jessie is a more defensive brawler and is very good to fit into the defensive role on Heist. She can stop oncoming attacks pretty good with her and her turret together. Just by herself, she's not so good, but her turret does very well on defense, and if she's on a little bit of more of an offensive push, she can hit brawlers that are guarding the safe, and then those will bounce and hit the safe. So she's very good at a mid-level attack to the safe while playing a little bit more defensive. Conservatively, if you are feeling a little bit more courageous, you can actually drop her turret on top of the enemy safe and watch them go crazy as they try to take it out, and it distracts them very well. So just make sure you are playing a mid-level defense, not pushing too close to the safe because your bounce shots can hit it from far away, and make sure you're going to fall back if one of your brawlers goes down so you can protect your own safe. Bounty is an interesting game mode for Jessie. Because she has a 9-tile attack, which is fairly long, like medium to long range, she can stick up there with a longer range meta, but her problem is she does a high amount of damage when she does bounce shots, but not too many groups of teams that go into Bounty stick together that closely that she's going to get enough bounce shots. But what she can do in this game is control. With great turret placement and the ability to funnel people into a specific area, you can control the other team and let them walk right into your traps. So make sure if you're going to take Jessie into a bounty, you're going to use her for a more controlling manner. Brawl Ball is probably the second best game you could take Jessie into. With her ability to bounce shots and her turret, she's a very good defensive brawler. Inside of Brawl Ball, most teams are focusing around the ball, therefore her bounce shots have a more higher chance of doing a lot more damage. With her turret placement, she can be a very good defensive brawler to protect your goal. The good thing is, once you drop your turret, you can build up a second super while you're waiting for the first turret to die. You either can drop your second turret and destroy the first one, or use it to have a super shot, which is always good to have in reserve. So make sure you're going to be taking Jessie into Brawl Ball. She's defensive brawler, and she can do a fair amount of damage if the other team is grouping up. Showdown and Duo Showdown are probably not the game modes you're going to want to take Jessie into. With her lower health, her okay attack range, but her low damage, it's very hard for her to get kills. Though if she can get enough power-ups, she can be someone to deal with. Her turret can be very annoying if placed in the right spot and can be used as a getaway. But Jessie often has to play a more passive role inside of Showdown just because her damage isn't that great. But she does make a good Duo Showdown partner, so if you're going to take her into a Showdown match, I would suggest Duo Showdown. Big Game is the ticketed game mode for Jessie. When she becomes the boss, she's basically an unstoppable killing machine. Her turret has to be dealt with because it will rip through all the other brawlers. When she has her star power, she's able to heal this turret and be able to hide behind corners and still take shots at people by bouncing it off the turret. Because everyone is grouping up and coming straight for her, her bounce shots do very, very well in this game, and you can kill a lot of brawlers at once. But on the flip side, as a hunter, she doesn't do bad, but she doesn't have enough damage to do really much work as a hunter. She can drop her turret and make the boss not go a certain way and get a little bit of control that way, but if she's the boss, she is the boss. So make sure if you're going to bring her into boss fight, you try to get her as the boss, even though you know it's a coin flip if you're going to be there. Robo Rumble is an interesting game mode to bring Jessie into. She can hit multiple robots at once, and her turret companion is very good at dealing damage. So it would seem like she's a good brawler to bring in here, but she is not be able to do enough damage in the higher levels to be useful. So I would suggest if you're going to take her to Robo Rumble, just for have a little fun, but not if you're going to try to get a top time. And lastly, the newest game mode, which just dropped on Friday, so not too many people have had a lot of chance to play with it, try out different things, is Boss Fight. Boss Fight is fairly similar to Robo Rumble, as there's bots coming in from the outside, except you're not defending it safe, you're just trying to take down the big robot that is hunting you down. So Jessie is not so great in this game mode either. She is low health and doesn't do a lot of damage, so I would suggest not taking her into Boss Fight unless you just want to have some fun. And finally, my top 6 tips for Jessie. Number 1, with her attack, she can actually shoot around corners, basically. So if you bounce it off one brawler, it will go to the next closest brawler. So if they're around a corner, you can kind of shoot around the corner. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that to try to get multiple bounces at once. Number 2, pay attention to those bounce shots afterwards, because even if the other brawler is hiding in the bushes, the shot will go to the next closest brawler. So it will kind of point you out if there's somebody hiding in a bush near you. Number 3, make sure you're placing turret on walls, not in straight lines of shots, and at choke points so the other brawlers have to engage and get shot by it. Number 4, quickfire is a very poor choice for Jessie. Only use it at close range or if the other person is standing completely still, because they're easy to dodge. Number 5, if you're going to be trophy pushy Jessie, Gem Grab and Brawl Ball are her top game modes. And number 6, you can use her turret like Nita's bear, which means you can use it to pinch other people by throwing it over the walls. You can use it as a kind of a shield if you're in a real bind. Drop it in front of you and run away, and they'll shoot the turret before they shoot you. And finally, you can drop it over top of a wall if someone has low health and take them out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Jessie guide and you learned a lot. If there's anything you guys want me to add, or you have any questions or comments about Jessie, you can always leave those down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If you guys have any ideas to add to these videos in future, you can always leave those down below. Make sure you are subscribed and like this video, because if you guys want future content like this, I'll be doing a lot more and you want to stay tuned. Hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great winter break or summer break, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.